All right, so it's a couple days late. I saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Friday, and I've had a busy weekend, but I decided, hey, we're going to finally sit down and talk about this game. Yeah, this is a middle-aged man reviewing a children's game. I know that's what a lot of the... I don't know what is up with people that are so short-minded. This is a movie for kids. Adults shouldn't even be seeing it or being critical about it or providing... lose the stick up your butt. Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the most nostalgic video game franchises out there. When it came out, it was 1991. I was in first grade, I believe, going down in second. And I just remember all the memories I had as a kid playing, especially the first 3 or 4 Sonic games. I think Sonic 1 all the way to Sonic and Knuckles, I have the most nostalgia for. So when the first Sonic movie came out a couple years ago, I was excited. I enjoyed it. I watched it. I loved it. I laughed. I cried. I was like, wow, this was amazingly better than I thought it would be. So when Sonic 2 finally decided to come out, I was a little worried, throughout the past years when we started having delays and movies getting pushed back further and further. I'm looking at you, Top Gun. It was finally out. And I went out and saw it. And I got to say, it had a lot of the humor, a lot of the charm, a little too much more humor than the first one on this one, but it's not a bad thing because I think the voice actor for Sonic the Hedgehog, his name escapes me at this time, does a fantastic job capturing that tude, that classic 90s feel that Sonic himself as a character has. And I love the way that this film portrays Sonic as an individual. But now he has Tails, the lovable sidekick, who's voiced perfectly by a voice actress. Her name also escapes me. I'm terrible when it comes to voice actors and actresses. I can't remember their names. But regardless, I think Sonic and Tails, their characters are picture perfect. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up as we are live. So Sonic the Hedgehog and Tails are voiced respectfully, and I believe Colleen O'Shaughnessy, if I pronounce her name wrong or not, is the voice actor for Tails. Idris Elba is Knuckles, which Knuckles is an amazing character in this game, in this movie. Except I feel a lot of times when Knuckles talks, he sounds like Thor. Like if you watch some of the cutscenes he's in and stuff, he kind of like, today we battle in combat with the warriors for our lives and sacrifice. Like it sounds like Chris Hemsworth, like he's doing a Chris Hemsworth impersonation. For some reason, it is not open. Here it goes. It's open in the Wikipedia here. So Sonic the Hedgehog is voiced by Ben Schwartz. So good job to them. And Idris Elba did a great job as Knuckles. The plot, if you watched it or not, I'm going to try not to spoil too much, but basically, Dr. Eggman, he'll always be Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, makes his way back to planet Earth and convinces Knuckles to attack Sonic, to go after Sonic, that Sonic is a bad person, that Sonic, I guess Sonic and Knuckles, their respective tribes, it touched on it a little bit in the first movie, were there that same day that Long Claw died, basically. Like if you watch the first one, you see the flashback at the beginning. That was Knuckles' tribe. Knuckles is the last one of the Echidna. And basically Eggman is instigating a whole battle between both of them. And James Marsden and his wife are off in Hawaii for a good chunk of the movie. So Sonic is on his own along with Tails. But eventually they meet up with the human characters and, they basically try to take down Robotnik again. I'll say this one feels a lot more, I would say faster paced initially for like the first half of the movie than the first movie did, because the first movie did a lot of setting up, a lot of origin story of Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid and setting up for Robotnik and stuff like that. This one moved quickly, and then once it got to like the Hawaii segment of the movie and James Marsden interacting with Sonic, it seemed to slow down a little bit, but there was a lot of comedy, especially with some of the secondary characters. Not trying to spoil anything, but a certain wedding gets crashed, and the bridezilla, as she's referred to in the movie, and James Marsden's wife in the movie, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Let me go ahead and see. It's Maddie. So it is Tika Sumpter, who's the actress, her and Rachel. So Maddie and Rachel basically interact at this wedding against these FBI spies that were, I guess, looking into the Sonic the Hedgehog situation as well from part one. It becomes chaotic, but it kind of slows the tempo down until they go and take on Robotnik headlong. Knuckles eventually sees that Robotnik, Eggman, is the person that's bad. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of started to tune out a little bit once this whole like second half of the movie came on, just because it kind of lost me. It didn't keep my attention as much as the first movie did. The first movie had a lot of heart behind it, a lot of nostalgia. This one started to be a little bit more of, I guess, slapstick, funny, cheap laugh humor with some, I guess, really great action scenes. I just kind of, I for whatever reason, I felt that this one didn't captivate me as much as the first one once it reached a certain part of the movie. I don't know if it felt like the movie was just kind of going in circles a little bit and just kind of, I don't know. Overall, though, it was a decent movie. If I was to kind of rank it from 1 to 10, I would say this one was at least an 8. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but it definitely did a great setup at the end of the movie with the end credit scene. It did a great setup. My movie theater was pretty crowded. It was pretty packed. There was a lot of families in there, a lot of children, but there was also a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog fans who lost their shit when they saw the end scene. So they're setting up for a third movie. Now, I know there's the whole Jim Carrey's rumored to be getting... going into retirement type of deal. He tended to not do sequels in the past. So this is one of the rare few movie franchises that he actually came back for the sequel along with Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura. Would he come back a third time? That's the question. And I think Jim Carrey's actually the highlight of both Sonic movies. He did fantastic. I feel like this one didn't have as much Jim Carrey as the first one did, but the parts that we did get of Jim Carrey were solid. He's perfect. And it's funny, an actor who's basically in the sunset of their career, as they're trying to hint at. I think it's more of a power play. I personally would like Jim Carrey to at least be the cameo route going forward in his movies, kind of like what Bill Murray does a little bit. Maybe be a little bit more of a cameo type of guy if you really want to slow things down. I think it's a power play for more money, because this movie's already killing it. I think the budget was 90 million. Yeah, the budget was 90 million. It's made 142.1 million in the box office. It's the #1 movie right now. So it is doing good. It is doing great. So there's absolutely no reason at all why a third movie wouldn't be coming out. And Jim Carrey, I think he's going to do it. They have a great franchise on their hands. Throughout the years, we've always had this reputation that video game movies were terrible. They were horrible. Thanks to Super Mario Brothers mostly being the main blame to that. But I feel that they've done things right with Sonic the Hedgehog. Even though I say this one didn't hold my attention as much as the first one did, I won't deny it was actually enjoyable for the most part, which is why I give it an 8. There was a lot of laughs, a lot of slapstick and stuff, but you could tell the plot wasn't really, I don't know, to me it just felt like the plot wasn't really important this time around. It was more about the action and the jokes and the fun, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially for a children's movie. I guess if there's anything to say, I think the first one's a lot better. But it was still fun to watch regardless. So yeah, 40-year-old man bitching about a kid's movie. What else can you do? Now time to eat some cookies in mommy's basement. Mommy! Joking. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.